Hello everyone, and welcome to For Love and Money with the Lesbian Talk Show. I'm Rae D. Magdon, and today, instead of having an interview guest, I'm going to answer a question that the Lesbian Talk Show's Twitter received the other day. So the other day, the Lesbian Talk Show Twitter asked, "Hey authors, if you could ask one question about book marketing, what would it be?" And Twitter user Effie Calvin asked, "How do I market without feeling like an obnoxious shill?" And when I read this question, I just felt a tug on my heart because not so much now, but a few years ago, that was me asking that question. I felt gross, honestly, about advertising my work. I felt like it was greedy and self-centered, and I felt like weird about it. And a lot of other authors go through that struggle, so I wanted to talk about it today and share some of the thought processes that led me to a different place where I feel proud and happy and excited to share my work with readers. So, one of the big changing points in my self-promotional life as an author was to start using the website Patreon. And if you haven't heard of that website before, I talk about it in one of my earlier podcasts in this series. Patreon is basically a site where creators can make a homepage with rewards on it, and monthly donors can sign up. And they give a monthly amount, anywhere from like $1 to, I don't know, $50 or $100 on some people's pages. And in exchange, they get, little rewards and thank yous from the creator that they're supporting with their donation. So I had seen some other writers set up Patreons, and I was interested in doing it because I had, a part-time job that I was doing in order to make ends meet, and I didn't like it. And I wanted to quit, and I thought, well, maybe Patreon can substitute that income. But it was really hard to get the confidence to put myself out there and ask people for money. I didn't think I was worth it. My depression and anxiety definitely played into that. I didn't think it was fair to ask people for money because what if they're worse off than me? And one thing that really changed my thinking was viewing a TED Talk that I'm going to link to in the show notes. This TED Talk is called The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer, and in it, she describes her own transformation as an artist and how she grew more comfortable with asking people for money because, yes, it's very nice as a creator to get money, but the other part of it is that purchasing a piece of art or supporting an artist gives something besides the art to the person who's buying it and who's giving their money. It gives them a sense of pride and well-being. I don't want to say charity because that kind of has negative connotations, but it's almost like donating to a charity. You are putting your hard-earned dollars into supporting someone who makes work that speaks to you. You are directly influencing the narrative in our media culture. You are giving the givers something when you put your work for sale. Not only do they get the product, they get the sense of community, the sense of pride, the sense of hopefulness, the sense of belonging that comes with supporting art that speaks to you, especially as members of the LGBT and queer community. Like, as lesbians and bi and trans women, we want to support our own. We want to highlight the voices of authors and artists and musicians and just creative people from our own community, because who can tell our stories better than us? It's more than just an exchange of services. It's more than just I pay you $5 and I get your novel in ebook format. It's something a lot deeper than that. The other thing that really helped with this issue was reframing the narrative in my head and picturing myself as the consumer. Whenever I made a Tumblr post asking people to buy my book and I had those doubts, like, what if people get annoyed seeing this on their dash? What if they think I'm being greedy? What if they think I'm a hack? It was really helpful to imagine my own response when I see posts like that. When I see a post on Twitter or Tumblr or Facebook about a new sapphic book or project that I'm interested in, my thoughts aren't, this person is gross for asking. My thoughts are either, not my thing, and I don't even register the post, and I move on to something else on my dash. Or, more likely, my thought is going to be, oh wow, that looks really cool. I need to bookmark that. I need to reblog that. I need to buy that. As a consumer, because we're all consumers too, we're not just creators. Do you really, be honest with yourself, do you really get annoyed when you see somebody else promoting their work? Take a minute to think about it. When is the only time that you've ever gotten annoyed at someone for promoting their work? The only examples I can possibly think of is someone who posts the same promotional posts over and over again for a long period of time without sprinkling any other posts in there, without supporting any other content creators or creating anything else. So, I mean, if you advertise every day the same book for a year with the same post to the same people, yeah, then I'd probably get annoyed. But barring that, no, people expect these kinds of posts. People are excited to see these kinds of posts because honestly, lesbian publishing houses in general, I mean, I don't want to trash them because they're great. They've done so much for the field of lesbian literature. But at the same time, they're small publishing houses. They don't have huge advertising budgets. It's not like they can buy you a commercial or something. So authors have to promote themselves. Readers expect authors to promote themselves. And readers are grateful when authors promote themselves because it means that they get a chance to know what this new release is about and that it even exists. I know for a fact that there is a larger readership that would enjoy my books out there than there are people actually reading them so far. And my goal as an author is to let people who've never heard of me know that I exist because a lot of them, honestly, are going to enjoy my work. So just be more confident. It's easy to say that. It's harder to do in practice, but be more confident promoting yourself, knowing that readers are not going to have those negative thoughts about you. And you have proof of this because you don't have those negative thoughts about other authors who are promoting their work.
You're listening to The Lesbian Talk Show. TheLesbianTalkShow.com, your hub of podcast information.
Also, you should not feel ashamed about contacting other authors and asking them to help you promote your work. Authors love doing that kind of stuff for each other. I love it when someone messages me and says, hey, I just released a new book. Can you share it on your social media? Yes, I would love to share your work on my social media. If you're an author with a new release, you can ask me right now and I will gladly share your work on my social media because I have readers who want that from me. I have readers who specifically follow me because I recommend good books. And you should not be ashamed of asking for that kind of support from the network of authors that you know. I had a great conversation a few weeks back with Sally Ann Monty, and she said, collaborators, not competitors. And that's so true. Authors are collaborators, not competitors. Readers read so much faster than authors write. They always are looking for new books. They're hungry for new books, especially queer and lesbian-themed books. So they're not going to read your books and say, okay, well, that's it. That's my reading for the month. That's my reading for the year. I'm done, I guess. I'll just wait for their next release. No. They're going to want to know what other books are out there that are like this book I just loved. So you're offering a product people want and that they're looking for. You are providing a service. People in our community are desperate for positive stories about other lesbian, bi, trans, queer women. They are in need of it. It nourishes their souls. So you really need to get out of this mind frame that you're asking someone to do you a favor by buying your book. You are giving them a gift, and it's a gift that they're excited about, and you should be excited too. You should be excited to share your words with the world because you're making ripples that can travel so much farther than you believe. I have received so many messages, sometimes years after the fact, from people telling me that one of my stories had a huge impact on them. It helped them come out. It helped them take pride in who they are. It helped them overcome internalized homophobia. It helped them make friends. It helped them find a girlfriend. It helped them in so many ways. So, you know, your readers are grateful to you, and you in turn should be grateful to them, but don't feel guilty about asking them to support you. So that's the other thing, is if you make a social media post, you should definitely specifically ask readers to share it. Lots of readers, they love your books, but they might not know the best way to share them. They might not understand the difference between a like and a reblog, or a like and a retweet. They might not understand just the value that word of mouth has. Lots of readers who are not writers picture authors as these like ethereal beings who have these fan clubs that follow them around. And a little bit that's true. I mean, come on. But it's just so easy to add a sentence that says, if you like this, please share so people can know. And readers love feeling like they can support you, especially readers who either have already bought your book and are looking for something else to do to help you out, or readers who maybe they can't afford your book, but they like your free work, and you should be writing free work. It's a great way to build your fan base and goodwill, but maybe they like your free work, or they like your blog, but they can't afford your book this paycheck, but they can share it. That's a totally free thing that they can do, and I guarantee you people are not going to be resentful of you for asking that. They're going to be happy and excited and enthusiastic, which is the response you want when you publish a book. You want people to be excited. So I hope that this has reframed your thinking a little bit. And the other thing is, it takes practice. This is not going to be an overnight change of mindset. It took me, to be honest, about 2 years to work through this issue. So don't expect immediate results, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. It's kind of like having a mental illness and doing cognitive behavioral therapy, which I have done. And cognitive behavioral therapy basically says you need to go through these exercises and these motions of being healthy and examine them, and they're going to feel really unnatural at first. It's going to feel really unnatural at first to make a post that says, hey, please buy my book. But once you get used to it, eventually it's fake it till you make it. Eventually, the more you practice, the more it feels real to you instead of like you're a big faker. And one day you're gonna wake up and realize, oh, I didn't feel guilty about posting that at all. I saw it as part of my job. I saw it as a positive thing in my day. So it's practice. It's getting used to it. It's acclimating yourself. And I really, really do recommend that you go and watch that TED Talk, Amanda Palmer, The Art of Asking, because it was so eloquently put. It really reframed my thinking on the subject, and I highly encourage you to go view it. So that's about it. I encourage you to share your work without shame. I encourage you to think of yourself in the reader's shoes. Aren't you excited when someone tells you about a new book? I mean, I can't imagine you'd be annoyed. I mean, worst comes to worst, it's not your thing, and you are excited about a different book. And I highly recommend that you just practice until you make it, until you get in the habit of sharing your work and being proud of it and seeing it as a gift you're giving to others and not a favor you're asking them. Because, at the end of the day, if they don't want to buy the book, they're not going to buy it. Your social media post being excited about your work is not going to change someone's mind who is already not interested, but it's absolutely 100% going to change some people's minds who would be interested, who might not have otherwise seen it. So I hope you have a great 2 weeks. I hope that you feel the confidence to try promoting yourself some more. And I really hope that you enjoyed this podcast. All the links will be in the show notes if you want to check them out. So have a wonderful day.